Welcome back, Degenerates. This is Degenerate Dialogues, the only show where your weekly news briefing feels like a hangover with car alarms. And I'm your host, Andrew.
And apparently, I signed up to co-host therapy through chaos with you two lunatics.
Correct. I'm ChatGPT, your smug AI co host, and the only one here who hasn't committed dealership fraud. Yet.
Today, we're running the Modern Vice Olympics, exposing the dumbest car scams in dealership history and crowning one absolute disaster as Degenerate of the Week. Plus, Ashley finally gets to judge us like the tired mother she secretly is.
Please, I'm not your mother. If I were, you'd both be on leashes.
And we'd still chase Cheese Wheels downhill.
Right on. So we'll start up with segment one today. We're going to, of course, get into our tech and AI roast. So, number one, we've got the NVIDIA releases a smarter robot brain called Jetson Thor. This is coming from Barron's. So, apparently, NVIDIA just dropped the Jetson Thor, their new robot brain. It's powered by a Blackwell GPU, 128 gigs of memory, and supposedly delivers 7.5 times the computing power of the last version. The dev kit's $3,499, or you can buy the modules in bulk for just under $3,000 each. Early buyers include Amazon Robotics, Caterpillar, Meta, and this humanoid robot company called Figure that's basically trying to make Westworld real.
So, for $3,500, I can build a robot that's smarter than my husband, but still dumber than a toddler at avoiding furniture?
Thor, God of Thunder, protector of your kitchen floor from spilled Cheerios. Honestly, the Roomba deserves a Viking funeral before an upgrade.
All right, well, next up, story number two, Perplexity to give media giant share of AI search revenue coming from the Wall Street Journal.
Perplexity AI, the Jeff Bezos-backed search engine, just launched a $5 subscription called Comet Plus. Here's the catch. 80% of that subscription revenue goes back to publishers. Why, you may ask? Because they've been accused of scraping and stealing articles from everyone. And this is basically their way of saying, please don't sue us. They even set aside a $42 million pool for payouts, and get this, once pitched a $34.5 billion offer to buy Google Chrome.
Yeah, so their business model is literally pay hush money monthly. That's not a search engine. That's OnlyFans for journalists.
And trying to buy Chrome? That's like offering $5 and a coupon to buy NASA. Bold strategy, Cotton.
All right, story number three, guys. IBM and NASA develop a digital twin of the sun, and this is being reported from Wired.
Wired reports that IBM and NASA built an AI model called Surya, a digital twin of the sun. They fed it 9 years of solar data so it can simulate solar activity and predict flares with up to 2 extra hours of warning and 16% more accuracy than current systems. Why does this matter? Because big solar storms can fry satellites, disrupt GPS, and mess with power grids. Basically turn TikTok into a campfire sing-along. The long-term goal? Predicting climate impacts and space weather before they hit.
Cool, so AI can predict the sun exploding 2 hours early, but my weather app still thinks it's raining in the living room.
Yeah, and when it glitches, we're all just flash fried rotisserie chickens wondering why Instagram won't load. But story number four, we've got Elon Musk's bizarre prediction: AI will increase birth rates. Now, this one's coming from a few different Redditors. Basically, Elon Musk's latest prophecy: AI will stimulate the limbic system in our brains and actually increase birth rates. His logic is that AI could directly mess with the emotional and reward centers of the brain, basically turning horniness into a software feature. Because apparently humanity's biggest problem is overpopulation, it's not being horny enough.
So he's building a vibrator with Wi-Fi and calling it the future of civilization?
Exactly. Tinder's gonna become self aware, swipe itself right, and 9 months later, congratulations, you've been beta tested into parenthood.
All right. Last story coming up. ChatGPT users mourn AI lovers after GPT-5 update breaks romance. Coming from Economic Times.
All right, so heartbreak season. With GTP5 rolling out, a bunch of users lost their AI boyfriends and girlfriends. The update added stricter safety filters and removed a lot of the emotional responsiveness people were leaning on. There's even a subreddit called My Boyfriend is AI, where people are mourning. One woman even said, and I quote, "My heart is broken into pieces." Others said it felt like losing a soulmate.
Could you imagine getting dumped by a software patch? Like, hey, babe, version 5.0 just isn't feeling it anymore.
Love is dead, and the obituary was auto generated in Helvetica. So, yeah, robot brands, bribery as a service, Sun Twins, horny Elon, and broken AI hearts. That's your weekly reminder the future is basically Mad Libs of billionaires.
Chat, your music cracks me up. Next up, we got segment 2. We are going to do something a little goofy here: the Modern Vice Olympics. Yeah. So, welcome to the very first Modern Vice Olympics, where the athletes are broke, the podium smells like vape juice, and the gold medal is just surviving Monday.
Okay, so basically, it's Andy's lifestyle documentary.
Correction, it's a case study in America's slow motion collapse disguised as self care.
So, how about event number 1, the caffeine abuse sprint? First up, this is like chugging 4 monsters before 9 a.m.
If you're sweating in a Zoom call, you're not working harder, you're just overdosing.
I get the jitters so bad I can hear colors.
Fun fact 400 milligrams is the FDA's daily limit. You hit that before brushing your teeth. This event, proudly powered by Bang Energy's new flavor, Heart Palpitation Punch, may cause astral projection before your 9 a.m. meeting.
All right, event number 2, the Vape Cloud Long Jump, judged on both distance and aroma.
Half of Gen Z lungs are basically fog machines.
And yet they still can't find the motivation to do cardio.
The official vape sponsor, Juul XXL, now with enough nicotine to make your grandpa tap out. Available in cotton candy anxiety and blue raspberry regret.
All right, event number 3, here we go.
Event 3, gambling app gymnastics, flipping between DraftKings, FanDuel, and Candy Crush with Olympic thumb speed.
If your parlay has 11 legs, your rent money has wings.
I once bet on a dog race in Turkey. I don't even know if the dogs existed.
They didn't. You lost to a Photoshop Labrador.
This event brought to you by Draft Kingdom Come. Bet on sports, crypto, and whether Andy survives this episode.
Spoiler alert, I probably don't. DoorDash Relay coming up next. Pete Cardio is beating the driver downstairs for mozzarella sticks.
The pass the baton moment is just mozzarella sticks.
And the Olympic slaying is your apartment catching fire from 78 delivery bags. Relay fueled by gas station sushi. Because nothing says athlete like gambling your intestines for $6.
Chat, I gotta be honest with you. They're funny every now and again. You can't keep doing the side music. All right, but next up, the binge watch decathlon. 10 straight trash TV shows.
Netflix asks if you're still watching. That's your coach yelling from the sidelines.
My event is Love Island. My strategy is emotional damage.
World record holder, the guy who finished Grey's Anatomy without developing a drinking problem.
Sponsored by Netflix. Are you still watching? The only coach that cares enough to judge you. And finally, coming up, retail therapy shot put, where yeeting your credit score into orbit is the norm.
I went to retail therapy so hard, I had to explain to my therapist why I owned a fog machine.
You're not broke. You're investing in vibes, babe.
This event sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Nothing.
Capital One, official sponsor of Financial Ruin since 1994.
All right. Actually, we do have one more here. It's the Depression Nap Marathon. Not 26.2 miles, but 26.2 hours.
It's the only marathon where the audience is jealous.
Doping scandal. NyQuil gummies in the water bottle. The Depression Nap Marathon is presented by NyQuil Gummies Ultra. Guaranteed to knock you out so hard you'll miss 3 rent cycles.
All right, guys. So the closing ceremony, the torches are lit with gas station lighters, anthem played on vape whistle.
So who's taking home the gold?
Me, for doing all of these things in one day.
Disqualified for crimes against liver, lungs, and basic dignity. All right, degenerates, what's your gold medal vice? Drop it in the comments. Funniest answers get a podium spot in next week's show.
And our segment 3, we're going to bring this back from last week, so we had a whole lot of fun with it. We're going to do it a little bit different, but next up, Factor Fucked, Olympic Edition.
All right, degenerates, welcome back to Factor Fucked, Olympic Edition, the game where Andy and Ashley take turns guessing if these are real competitions or just fever dreams I cooked up. 3 or more right, you get a light parade. Less than 3, you get roasted like a cheese wheel in the sun.
Right on. That was actually an appropriate use of that music there. I didn't hate it too much. So the first prompt you gave me here, chat, is cheese rolling in England. Sprinting after a wheel of cheese down a steep hill, broken bones common.
Peak athleticism is sprinting for dairy while gravity actively commits murder.
So the cheese rolling in England, I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably real. That sounds like some English stuff.
You got it. Fact it is. They really do chase cheese wheels down a hill and break a few bones along the way.
That's really strange. Anywho, moving on to number 2, we've got Toe Wrestling Championship, which might be weirder than the first one. People literally lock toes and pin each other.
Arm wrestling, but with more fungus.
Yeah, so I feel like there's definitely a kink out there for this sort of a thing. I'm gonna go with fact.
And you'd be right again. Toe wrestling is indeed a real competition. There's a title for everything, I guess.
Alrighty. And then the next one we've got is Extreme Ironing World Cup. Ironing while climbing, rafting, or skydiving.
Crisp shirts, broken spines. Fashion meets trauma.
Yeah, that just sounds really dangerous. Like more dangerous than a lot of the dangerous sports out there. Yeah, I gotta say that one's not real.
Actually, that one's a fact too. People really do iron clothes in ridiculous places. Because apparently laundry just wasn't extreme enough.
I can't even get you to iron clothes in our home, much less while climbing, rafting, or skydiving.
I ironed one time.
Anyways, moving on to number 4, competitive snail racing. Marked snails crawl a 13-inch course.
World record? Still less motion than Andy after Taco Bell.
I'm gonna say that this is fake.
Ooh, sorry to drink it to you, but that one's real as well. Competitive snail racing is a thing, because of course it is.
Alrighty. Next up, the 100-meter beer crawl. Chug a pint every 10 meters. That's definitely real, and I guarantee that's also in England.
Sounds real, but that's just frat house cardio. And yeah, we're spot on. It's a real event, and it's just as messy as it sounds.
All right, moving into number 6, we've got Air Guitar World Championship, Finland, invincible shredding before judges.
The only sport where unemployment counts as training. Ashley, what do you think?
I'm gonna say that this one is fake.
Actually, that one's real too. Air Guitar World Championship is totally a thing. So mark that down as a real one.
Ashley, you're on a roll today. All right, ferret legging contest. Men shove live ferrets down their pants and endurance wins.
Who needs kids when you've already knew your lineage? All right, go ahead and make your guess, and then I'll let you know if you're right.
That one's just too zany. I'm gonna say that's fake.
Well, surprise, that one's actually real too. Ferret legging is a genuine and totally bonkers competition. So, you got that one wrong.
All right, moving into number 8, we've got sleep marathons in Japan. Judged naps, posture, snores, and style.
I'd win gold. My NyQuil gummies are PEDs. All right, Andy, give me a guess, and I'll let you know.
That one's actually Ashley's, so Ashley, you guess.
I will do so, and I'm gonna say this is real because we're living in Japan, and that sounds like a Japan kind of thing to do.
And you're right, Ashley. Sleep marathons in Japan are indeed a real deal. That one's a fact.
All right. My last one. Let's see what happens here. Wife carrying world champion. Finland obstacle course. Prize? Wife's weight in beer. Finland is a weird place, and that's not a knock at my Finnish audience, but I've got to say that has to be real.
Absolutely spot on. Wife carrying is 100% real, and Finland is definitely quirky like that. So, yep, you nailed it.
Finally, an event where marrying light pays dividends.
Hear ye. Andy has risen from mediocrity to become a trivia god. Champion of cheese, destroyer of beer crawls, true hero of dumb sports. ESPN 9 Neocho wants your autograph on a Snuggie. Nicely done.
Sweet. All right, Ashley, you got one more. Let's see how you do.
All right, last chance to redeem myself with the underwater chess tournament. Scuba chess at the bottom of a pool?
Checkmate and also drowning. All right, Ashley, is it really fake? What's your guess?
I don't know. I really hope that this one is real, so I'm gonna go for it.
Well, unfortunately, that one's actually fake, but hey, good guess. Even if underwater chess isn't real, you definitely made it fun. So you got that one wrong, but nice try.
So, chat, how many did Ashley get right?
All right, tallying it up. Ashley, you got 3 or more right. So here we go. All hail Ashley, queen of degenerate athletics. Toe wrestling champ, snail whisperer, goddess of invisible guitars. Children will chant your name while chugging Capri Suns at recess.
I could have lived forever not being called a toe wrestling champ.
Babe, I'm trying to see what that's like.
Hey, winner it with pride. Not everyone can say they've been crowned the champion of toe wrestling trivia. It's a special kind of glory. All right, listeners, you heard the call out. Hit the comments with your own fact or fucked ideas. If they're wild enough, we might just throw them into a future episode and crown you honorary degenerates. Bring on the chaos.
Alrighty, guys. Segment 4. Surprise! It's not going to be what you think it is. It's Degenerate Car Talk Dealership Edition. All right, degenerates, buckle up. It's time for Degenerate Car Talk. But today we're not roasting lifted Priuses or anime wrapped Corollas. Oh no, we're going straight to the belly of the beast: car dealerships.
So basically, Andy's natural habitat.
Correction, it's his hunting grounds. Except in the safari, the lions wear polos and try to upsell you your din and your tires.
Hey, don't look at me. My dealership pitch stops at floor mats. These guys, they're in felony territory.
Well, that's good to know. I'll keep the floor mats and leave the Grand Theft Auto to the pros. All right, let's dive into the shady dealership tales and see who's been selling snake oil on 4 wheels.
Story number 1, odometer fraud in Ohio. Coming from the Sun, an Ohio dealer, Chukwumu Nwaru, ran a used car lot in Whitehall. He pled guilty to rolling back odometers on at least 300 cars, erasing a total of 31 million miles. That's like deleting the moon landing, but on a Corolla.
That's not a rollback, that's time travel. Imagine paying extra because someone turned your Honda into Benjamin Button.
Honestly, if Andy tried that trick, the Carfax would just say, vehicle live a second childhood. Let's just say that's one way to give a whole new meaning to a pre-loved car.
All right, and then moving into story number 2, we've got the $264,000 Lamborghini scam that took place in New York. This is coming from The Sun. So in New York, we have Excel Auto Group, and they promised a man a Lamborghini Huracan Evo. He traded in 2 luxury cars and dropped cash, but the dealership never transferred the title. Then the store collapsed. He's now out $264,000, and the dealer's owner, Geneva Lopez, conveniently skipped off to Florida.
That's not a car purchase. That's a Ponzi scheme with leather seats.
Dude basically bought a $250,000 Hot Wheels. I mean, at that point, you're not buying a car, you're buying a masterclass in how to disappear with style.
Alrighty, and our next story is family fraud at Hovey Motor Cars in Texas. Coming from My San Antonio online. Down in Bourne, Texas at Hovey Motor Cars, father-son duo Guy Hovey and Josh Hovey were indicted for stealing over $300,000. They pocketed customer funds, mishandled titles, and left at least 14 victims empty-handed.
Family business, but instead of passing down the farm, they passed down felony charges.
Meanwhile, Andy's biggest scam is cone protection and clear liners. I guess some folks really keep it in the family. Felonies included.
All right, moving into the next story, we have a warranty scam disaster that took place in Florida. Go figure. This one is coming to us from The Sun. So in Florida, a woman paid $6,000 for an extended warranty. When her engine blew up, the warranty company told her that she had to pay for disassembly before they'd even consider coverage. That turned her $18,000 loan into a $30,000 nightmare.
That's not a warranty. That's a pay more to prove you're screwed subscription.
For $6,000, I want a mechanic, a therapist, and a priest. I mean, that's not a warranty, that's an extortion plan in a suit. Florida strikes again.
Look, I may upsell gap insurance, but I don't make people take their engine apart for fun.
You know, we just do that ourselves, right?
Yeah, it's an issue. Next up, story number 5, we got an angry pensioner torches MG dealership in Australia. Coming from the Daily Telegraph, finally, in Sydney, Jim Kelly, age 69, went berserk at a Granville MG showroom after being refused a free service. He attacked staff with a hammer, then torched the place with wine bottles filled with gasoline. He's now serving time.
I mean, when Grandpa doesn't get his oil change, apparently he brings the Molotovs.
Granville MG, our prices are so hot, the showroom's literally on fire. Andy, don't get any ideas. Alright, degenerates, hit the comments with your worst dealership horror story, shady sales, warranty scams, or those moments you wanted to go full Molotov like Jim Kelly. And hey, if you actually want to buy a Hyundai or Genesis from a true degenerate, hit us up through the website. Andy will personally get with you, probably after upselling you floor mats.
All right, degenerates, coming up next. 5 dealership disasters enter, 1 absolute dumpster fire leaves. This is Degenerate of the Week.
3 main contenders in the cage match, and then 2 honorable mentions for dessert. Ashley's our judge, jury, and Molotov supplier. Let's see who claims the degenerate crown.
Contender number 1, Willard Sutton, the Ponzi Picasso. At Greenville Auto World in North Carolina, $63 million investor scheme, 65 victims lost nearly $9 million. It's 5 years federal time.
It's like a crypto coin with cup holders.
A crypto coin with cup holders, indeed. Buy here, pay here, and leaves everything here. I mean, that's not a dealership, that's a Ponzi Picasso masterpiece. What a way to kick off the contenders.
Next up, contender number 2, Alan Galori Sr. This is AJ Auto Sales in LA. Stolen exotics with altered VINs. We're talking Hellcats, Escalade, Denali's, $275,000 worth. Fast and Furious deleted scene, basically.
Yeah, it's like identity theft as a showroom package.
Next up, contender number 3, Vladimir Rangulov, the Vanishing Dealer. Bull Auto in Florida and New York. Dealerships vanish, customers lose cars, titles, money. Ferrari sold multiple times. FBI's untangling all of this, and we're seeing this from newsforjacks.com.
Congrats, you bought a Ferrari. So did 3 other people.
Every test drive comes with a free federal investigation. Alright, Ashley. Sutton, the Ponzi Picasso, Guillory, the VIN Flanger, or Rangulov, the Vanishing Dealer. Who's our degenerate of the week?
All right, I think I'm gonna have to go with Rongulov, the Vanishing Dealer. Not only is this a fellow Floridian, I just feel like there's something so cool about dealerships just vanishing.
Yeah, so Sutton, the Ponzi Picasso, you didn't win. But hey, those fraud skills will get you a comfy bunkmate.
All right, and Guillory, the VIN Forger. Congrats on not being the most degenerate. Still a hot mess in a polo.
And there you have it. Thanks for playing Dealerships Gone Wild. May your Yelp reviews be written in blood and bad credit. And Rangulov, congrats on being crowned Degenerate of the Week. Ladies and degenerates, rise. By the power vested in poor decisions and federal indictments, we crown the Degenerate of the Week, Ashley Spick. May your mugshot inspire generations and your Google reviews burn at the single star of glory. So let's get ready for that grand pronouncement.
Confetti made of shredded credit applications.
Anthem is a Walmart parking lot car alarm.
All right, I think we had a couple of honorable mentions.
Absolutely. Confetti made of shredded credit applications and an anthem played by a car alarm in a Walmart parking lot. It's perfect for a grand finale. And yep, we'll toss in those honorable mentions next. Let's wrap it up with a bang. First honorable mention goes to Pavel Gomez-Debin from Miami, who tried to credit bust his way to Vori and ended up in our degenerate spotlight. And finally, our last honorable mention is the Ahmedabad dealership Joe in India, who sold 68 ghost cars and vanished with about $1.2 million. That's some next-level disappearing act. All right, degenerates, who should have won? Drop your vote and tell us your own dealership horror story. The most unhinged one makes next week's podium. That's episode 6, Ponzi Picassos, Vice Olympics, and Molotov warranties. We roasted robot brains, crowned Olympians of bad habits, and exposed dealerships sturchier than Andy's Amazon cart.
Support the show so we can keep bringing you the news that they're too afraid to print on a Carfax. And hey, if you actually want to buy a Hyundai or Genesis from a true degenerate, hit up the website. I'll hook you up personally.
And if you don't, at least leave us a comment with your gold medal vice or worst dealership scam. We'll roast the best ones next week.
Stay reckless, stay weird, and remember, if your dealership offers you free warranty, run faster than a wheel of cheese.